Hey there, hey, and thank you for tuning into this Monday pod of Born to Be a Star. As you can tell, I'm sick as a dog, and I gotta go back to work tomorrow, and it never ends. I'm pretty sure Skip got me sick, but he blamed my job for it, but I think it's his fault. Today is another day and another opportunity for us to recognize our star power, for us to look in the mirror and reflect on where we've been and where we're going. Looking into the mirror, you should love your reflection, love who you are, and love who you're going to be next. Yes, you can is something that we say to ourselves every day. It's an inspiration to instill in you your greatness, your ability to conquer, and your ability to achieve. It should be something that you say to yourself with laughter and smiles and happiness. Doesn't matter where you live. Doesn't matter where you grew up. Doesn't matter the color of your skin. Doesn't matter what country you reside in currently. All that should matter is you love your reflection. I got to tell you guys, thank you for taking this ride with me in the podcast land. It's been such a pleasure doing this with you, and I'm excited for whatever happens next. Yes, you can decide you want to read a new book. Yes, you can decide you want to change your hair color. Yes, you can decide that you want to look at movies on Netflix instead of the movie theater. Yes, you can decide you want to change your wardrobe. Yes, you can decide you want to change how you wash your car or your clothes. Regardless of whatever's happening in your life, you need to look at the ability to have positivity and the opportunity to see the idea of yes instead of no and defeat and doubt. Instead of all those negative things, let's fill our lives with positive things, right? Instead of negative. Outside of that is the inspiration of never giving up. If you never give up on somebody, you're going to be there through the deep end, through the difficulty, through the bad, right? It's the persevering through the ugly to get to the nice or the pretty. Life is not always easy. Typically, life is hard. I can't tell you that, you won't endure a lot of bad things. An example is when I witness everyone around me get pregnant, and it's like it's not going to happen for me. Instead of me just thinking that something's wrong with me and I'll never get to experience that, there's other options. Instead of me being negative about things that I don't have, I'm humbled by the things that God has given me, right? And never giving up is knowing just because something's difficult today doesn't mean it won't be easy tomorrow. Things change. Your life is not what it was 2 minutes ago, let alone 2 years ago. We have to be willing to adjust and accommodate ourselves for where we are. And we shouldn't apologize for that. We should be willing to hold strong and to hold on to the end of the story so we can see what happens. And the best way to see what happens is to not give up halfway through. So never give up on yourself and never give up on anybody that you love. That's the only way to succeed, is understanding the depths you're going to have to go down to find happiness. Moving on from that, let's move into the conversation of why not today? Because procrastination and indecisiveness isn't going to get you anywhere. Taking forever to make a decision, taking forever to decide you want to do something isn't correct, right? It's not. Thinking that, one way or another you're going to be one place or another is a success is wrong. We need to be aware of time that we have available to fix something that's broken, to prepare our meals with meal preps. We can't always be conveniently looking for ways around things. If the dishwasher's broken, you're going to have to get it serviced. If the washing machine's acting up, you're probably going to have to get it serviced, or you might have to go buy another one. If you need to move, you're going to have to look at apartments and go visit them. Whatever the situation may be, you are really going to have to put the time and the effort into it to get it completed. And that's it. Moving on from the never give up and the yes you can and the why not today, holding off, assuming you have time you don't have, let's get to some headlines. Today is Martin Luther King's Day, and great shout out to Martin Luther King Jr. Thank you for being such a voice of reason in a time of decay, in a time of disruption, in a time of lies. It was Obama himself who desperately decided to steer the country in the wrong way. And we should be questioning that in all regards. Why is it that black people think that they're victims? They're victims of the system because the system uses them, lies to them about where they live, the communities they live in, and lies to them about the handouts that they receive. It's really pitiful, pathetic, and sad. The government of the United States of America has been lying from the beginning. The Democrats created the KKK. The black people in Africa sold off their people for money and jewels. There is no desperation from the black people. Black people were willing to sell themselves for drugs in convenience stores, for loud music and service queens. Government giveouts were a way for the government not to actually help black people. Right? Are we really pretending like black kids are actually smart in the neighborhoods that they grew up in, the towns that they grew up in? They're not in comparison to other neighborhoods. They really are. And I was a smart kid when I was in school. I was in AP and honors classes. I did get a presidential award. I am very intelligent, right? I'm saying that with confidence. Even in college, I was smart. But that's not the norm, right? I have a master's degree. And 1 out of 10 people, I'm the one with it. Most people don't have education. Most people don't have what I have, right? My husband doesn't have a master's degree. I do. We're living in a world that wants to lie to you about things. See, segregation and breaking people apart based off the color of their skin wasn't a plan that Martin Luther King wanted. That's not what his dream was about. And I can definitely tell you that I am his dream. Doesn't matter the color of my skin, where I grew up, where I live. I'm his dream because I keep his dream going. I see beyond color. I see the person's character, their soul, what their intent is. And that's what's important, not anything else. You could live in Jordan. You could live in Uzbekistan. You could live in Germany. You could live in the UK. It doesn't matter where you live. The priorities and the principles and everything you stand for matters. And that is what Martin Luther King's dream was. So I don't want to just know his dream and say it. I want to know his dream and live it. I don't want to just talk about him on the day that he gets a year. We should be relishing in his dream every fucking day. And we can do that by following a Christian path, staying aligned with your church and your parish, volunteering whenever you get the opportunity to do so, and thinking of others instead of yourself. Understanding that God is in control and he has a plan. The world wants to tell you that socialism is in control, but socialism has failed before it started. All these countries, all these authoritarian places like China and Russia and all these insane people that cannot let go of power, they're not going to defeat Jesus Christ. They're not going to defeat God in heaven. And they know that. At some point, they're going to die. And there's nothing they can do about that. Obama, the Democratic Party, Joe Biden, the lies, the drugs, the cocaine in the White House, Hunter Biden, the attack on Donald Trump for 4+ years, even before he went into politics, the remaining attack. The idea that today is Monday and Nikki Haley actually thinks she has a shot in hell. Even the fact that Ron DeSantis is still playing. Like, And what pissed me off this week with Fox News is that they keep giving the microphone to these fucking losers. They're not going to win, man. It's a war out here. The war is against Americans and them, the un-Americans. They want to bring illegal people into this country because they're worried about children. This is America. If you want to come into the United States of America, you have to go through a long fucking process to come into this country legally. And if you don't want to do that, your ass should be fucking deported. Because I can't go anywhere and do that. So why the fuck should you be able to? I wonder why. Joe Biden is a complete buffoon. And so is everybody surrounding him. And the Republican Party, held by Ronna McDaniel, or whatever the fuck her name is kind of idiotic too. These dumb talking point figures on Fox News that are literally out here giving a microphone to Ron DeSantis and Nikki Haley need to stop playing. It's over. It's been over since the moment Donald Trump announced he was running. They don't have the star power that he has. They don't have the connection. They don't have the realistic views. There is a detachment between Nikki Haley, Ron DeSantis, and America. And even though I like Vivek, 8% isn't going to get you to 60%. And Nikki Haley is clearly a lying bitch. And I'm calling her that, and I mean it, just like AOC is lying bitch too. The decisions that she's made while she's been in office and the agencies that she's a part of shows who she is, and she can't hide it. How was she poor and then she became rich? How did that happen? And Chris Christie bowing out so Nikki Haley could take his voters. Nikki Haley is a Democrat. She is. All the people that would vote for Joe Biden that don't like Joe Biden are going to vote for her. You understand what that means? That doesn't mean she's Republican. It means she's a distraction because they don't like Trump. But I'm talking about people that don't like Trump, but the amount of people that do like Trump is far more than the people that do not like him. So, they cheated in 2020. We know that. They cheated again in 2022. We know that too. I think in 2024, it's going to be a different story. Because everybody is witnessing hell on earth. Everybody is looking at the decay in the neighborhoods they live in. They're looking at these fucking free scooters everywhere and the hype up about this electric crap that doesn't work. And I tell you all the time, there's no electric charging stations near where I am. So I don't know how the fuck that's going to work, but they still talk about it. Who knows? The evidence should be enough for them to know that Donald Trump isn't guilty of any of this shit. And Letitia James trying to attack that man and say he owes $300 and something million after all her behavior that is unprecedented and just a distraction. Not only is it a distraction, but like it's unconstitutional, the things that she's saying. And these media idiots running around saying that Donald Trump, they're going to use some amendment to stop him. Like what Maine is doing and Colorado and all these other states, what they are is literally trying to do, saying that he incited January 6th. But no one has ever approached him and said that he did that. So it is kind of unconstitutional for them to do that, for them to play with words and for them to use this donkey shit as a distraction for the election. I don't think it's playing well. I think that there has been an awakening in many communities, especially minority and white and middle. And I think that the people that have to get up every day like me and go to work and have to try to provide for their family are fucking tired of our tax money being used for shit it shouldn't be used on while the roads aren't being fixed correctly. That's what the fuck I think is happening, right? These handouts, these social services that are only a decline and a decay of our earth. With these veteran, no talent, government queens having all these kids, and they're just milking the system, and they're creating more poverty. Poverty upon poverty upon poverty. When you watch your mother turn into something and that's supposed to be your role model, then you end up turning into it. I mean, at some point you got to break the cycle, but the only way you can break the cycle is by understanding that you have to be educated and you have to disconnect yourself from that. Having children out of wedlock, not being educated, not having a plan, problems, investing in something where you're losing money. I know all these people want to brag about getting houses, but they're going to have negative equity. Like, do you understand what negative equity is? It's equity that doesn't have any value. And I know it's great to say I live in a house, but is it going to be great to say you live in a house when you're overpaying for the taxes for the house and you don't have shit to show with it? How the fuck does that work? Question mark it is. The government likes power in every country, not just America, in every country. Look what they did to Cuba. Look what they did to Dominican Republic. Look what they did to North Korea or South Korea, whichever one is the bad one. Look what they do. Look what Putin does in Russia. And I know they want to paint Putin as somebody so horrible, right? But is he really horrible? He took the power and no one stopped him. Are we really going to condemn him for that? They condemn Hitler all the time, but they say Saddam Hussein, the one that attacked the Twin Towers, was right. You actually got Americans going on their fucking TikTok, siding with somebody that murdered Americans in the sky and went to the fucking Pentagon, and they knocked down the Twin Towers in New York. No, that person that said that America's got a problem has a problem. And these fucking sheep herder motherfuckers from the middle of the world that don't have anything to offer anybody should just be one thing, evaporated. It shouldn't have taken 130 fucking attacks for the United States to go after the Houthis. And the Houthis should have remained as they were from the beginning with Trump. See, the Biden administration and these Democrats want to undo everything Trump did because they don't like him. But they don't understand what America needs. America does not need a president that's working against another person. They need a president that's working for America. And every country needs whoever's in power to understand that if they don't operate correctly, they're not going to have a country. Inflation isn't good. And people that live there, they're going to fucking leave. It's not smart. But okay. Nobody fucking listens to me. Did they think America First mantra only includes Trump? I think that the Democrats forgot that America First means that you can't have these shitty policies with immigration. You can't have these shitty policies with weapons. You can't tell Israel they need to stop fighting Hamas after Hamas killed off people like it was, what happened to them long ago. It was basically that, but it was a second version of it. Are we going to pretend like the Jewish people deserve that? Now, I am a Christian. I am a Catholic. I do go to church every Sunday, except for last Sunday because it was a snowstorm. But I still watched online. I'm also a conservative, and I'm a Republican as well. And I'm a woman. It is really horrible that they could not celebrate Christmas in Bethlehem, the birth of Jesus Christ. And these motherfuckers in New York talking about Palestine wanted to stop the tree lighting, which is an American tradition that has been in existence basically forever. They hate America. Please stop thinking that you siding with them is going to help anything, because it's only going to fuck up everything for Americans. These people want to come into our country, benefit off of all the things we work hard for, and do nothing. Why are all these men here? What service do they provide? right? Why are we allowing illegal aliens into this country who serve no purpose? They're getting $5,000 um, Visa gift cards and PS5s and Jordans and iPhones and a bunch of shit they don't deserve. And Americans get what? Taxes? The American dream for buying a house is not happening. Jerome Powell came out and said that the interest rates aren't going down. And I've been fucking telling you that for years. I told you that all year long last year that the rates weren't going down. The market is worse than we thought, and it's not aware of reality. It's playing a game. The market is based off of politics, not numbers. So it's not real. It's all bullshit. Taking that into consideration, that means that your money might not be safe in a 401k. You might really need to know who your financial advisor is. If you've got your money in a brokerage firm, you really better make sure you got your money with somebody that's smart. Because bad things are coming. And these big ass conglomerate real estate companies are buying up the houses, buying up the land, and they're renting out everything. So middle class families can't buy. They're turning this into China. And they love it. And they want you to eat seeds in a fucking box. And that's it. Wake up. They don't want you to buy property, have kids, play catch in the backyard with your children, and drive your children to school. They don't want you to make lunch and have a family. They don't want any of that. They want you so fixated on things that don't matter. They want to distract you with podcasts. They want to distract you with shiny items that don't actually have any value. And they want to tell you about all the sex you can have with all the people that don't want to have it with you. That's what they're doing. Oh, Kim Kardashian this, Kim Kardashian that. And I'm not saying the Kardashians aren't beautiful, but they're playing the game too. These superstars, these celebrities, they're all in it. They're all getting paid. Just like Taylor Swift is clearly too old to still be running around dating dudes, posting for NFL pictures. Bitch, where's the ring? At some point, like, what are you doing? Like, I don't know. This is a question I'm having. It doesn't mean it's going to be answered. We need to really be thinking about what would Martin Luther King say about all this insanity. He'd probably be fucking mad. Does anyone think Ron will win? Of course not. How long can these candidates play around pretending like they're still in this race and the race is already over? Why is Ronna McDaniel pretending like Donald Trump is going to win? Now, she was on Saturday Night Show last night with the guys, and she was saying, and this is on Fox News, by the way, and she was saying it's great that we have candidates that are attempting to win. And in some ways, I think she's right. It is pretty interesting that only the Republicans and the GOP have people who know they probably won't win, and they're still debating, and they're still trying to get their voices heard. And at the beginning of this, there were far more people. There were Asa Hutchins. There was the other guy from, I think, South Dakota or whatever. There was a lot going on. And it's kind of, and Doug McPherson, whatever the fuck his name is, he just said that he was supporting Trump. This has really been a very interesting amount of people. But in the end, Trump's going to win. But it's been fun watching everybody else play around. How long are they going to act like Nikki Haley's going to win? Because the people that are supporting Nikki Haley are the people that support Joe Biden. And do you really want a Republican that's a Democrat? That's the question. Moving on from politics, I'd also like to show some appreciation for Martin Luther King Jr. Thank you, sir, for all your hard work, for pledging your loyalty and your love to America. I hope that black people can find some intelligence within their minds to understand the importance of what he represented and what he represents today. It's not about the color of your skin. It's not about what street you grew up on. It's not about your gang or your posse or your crew or whatever you think makes you cool in New York or New Jersey or Chicago or LA. None of that shit matters. You need to understand your importance as a human being under Jesus Christ and God. This is our country of America. We were born here. We were raised here. We are Americans. And it's America overall. The white cops beating the black people trying to now beat the white people because the tides have turned now. And now America wants to hate white. But they don't want to condemn bad. We have to be smarter. Thank you for all you've done, Martin Luther King. Moving on to the main part of the conversation. Fate depends on you. Fate does depend on you. If you don't believe in it, it's not happening. You have to understand the importance of believing in something. And you have to be positive about it. Should we consider underground bunkers? Seems like a lot of people are buying underground bunkers. I don't even know where to begin with that. I mean, I think they're doing it in Nevada and California. I don't know how they would do that in the East Coast. It's a lot of floods and everything here. So, like, don't you have to find land that is not in the flood area to do that? I would assume yes. Good quality isn't cheap. It's not. If you're looking for something that's going to last a long time, you're not going to spend $5 on it. Is Southwest good? Skip says no, but they have discounts. So I guess if you're going somewhere fast, yes. But I guess if you want first class, no. Matching accessories are important because you want your wallet to match your pocketbook. I feel like that's really important. Also, like your makeup bag, or if you're traveling, you want to have things that match each other. You don't have just tacky random stuff. It's not cute. That is not cute. Online finds. There's so many websites, so much stuff that you can find through Instagram or Pinterest. I don't even really know if you need to go to the store anymore. Probably not. So we finally watched Indiana Jones, and it was pretty great. But, like, it wasn't like, oh, my God, this is the greatest Indiana Jones I've ever watched. But it was okay. We watched Rebel Moon Part 1. We finished Slow Horses, the latest season. Millionaire Matchmaker, that's on Netflix. Dave Chappelle, Dreamer, I'm about to watch that. Live in the Wild. Tacoma FD looks hilarious. And It Lives Inside, which is a horror movie on Hulu, which I'm going to look at. Let's get into eating things. Tuna melt. Are air fryer pork chops good? I think so, but you got to marinate the pork chops first, then put them in the air fryer, then put on whatever sauce you want. Mushroom bean soup. Sounds kind of gross. Classic French toast. Well, you just make French toast and you dunk it in syrup, and you do it classically. Buffalo chicken mini peppers. So basically you cut off the top of the mini peppers and you make a buffalo chicken mix. Like you do like the canned chicken, buffalo sauce, blue cheese, mix that together, chop up some jalapenos, and you put that in the peppers and you put them in the oven and you top it with cheese. It doesn't take a long time. We're looking at like 10 to 15 minutes for it to be done. Very good. Dip that in ranch. Chili cheese dip. I saw it. I might want to try it. You might want to check out the recipe on Pinterest or Pepper it and see if you like it. And finally, Big Mac bites. So the idea of a Big Mac bite is you take like a muffin pan and you put everything that would be in the Big Mac in the muffin pan, right? You do the ground beef or whatever you're using. It could even be ground turkey. You add in the same cheddar cheese, and you make your own Big Mac sauce. Big Mac sauce is basically mayo, ketchup, mustard, and like a little French. Mix that together, put it to the side. You top with lettuce and pickles and the sauce. Good to go. You can have that for football or whatever you want. That is the end of this Monday pod. Thank you for tuning into Born to Be a Star, and I'll see you tomorrow on Tuesday. And my voice is completely gone. Don't forget you're a star wherever you are, and don't lose sight of what's important. Your star power is the one thing that we can all see in the darkness, because you are the light, and I see you. And I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.